Wonderful, respected friends. Welcome you all. Receive our gratitude, salutations, congratulations, lots of wishes, prayers for all of us. We have healthy, long, beautiful life and blessings of divinity in all aspects so that our spiritual pursuit and service to spirituality is happening incessantly, beautifully. Here we are to do our 7 sadhanas, Vedic chanting, mantra dhyanam, common sense thought, Guru Parampara, Shanti Mantra Ucharana, Sankalpa for the Sanatana Dharma, Abhivruddhi Vishwavyapti, then for the universal spiritual growth. Then we have our Upanishad Mantra Ucharana, Upanishad Mantra Adhyana. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, last sixth chapter, last but one, 22nd mantra. So today we will see the portion of na aprashantaya that we saw, na aputraya ashishyaya va datavyam. That topic we study. Then we are left with the last most beautiful mantra. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite kathita hirthaha prakashante mahatmana. So welcome you all. May all these endeavors of ours invoke the Parabrahma, Parameshwara, Jagannatha, Guru Gana, Devata Gana, Shastra Gana, Kripa. So that our Lokasevaka, Dharmastapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta Gambhira, Samskrita Bhasha, Gnata, with Vyakarana, Daivopasakaha, Guru Upasakaha, Mananakarta, Chintanakarta, Nididhyasanakarta, Anubhavi, Anubhava Nishtita. These 20 Vyaktitvas of ours should become fully Vikasita, blossomed, grown. We have very clear goal in our mind, purpose in our mind. Keeping that always in our mind, we are doing what we are doing. Friends, in our first activity of Vedic chanting, today we will be learning and chanting NADEE PRAVAAHA SUKTHAM. So, the NADEE, the all sources of water. The Varuna Deva, the clouds, the rains, the oceans, the rivers, and whatever, the lakes and ponds and wells and borewells. So, in all that form, they are all expressions, but it's all one waters, Nadi. So, in this Nadi Pravaha Sukta, one, that Nadi is praised, right, by giving why that name came, why it is called as Nadi, why it is called as Udaka, why it is called as Vari, you know, that by giving those definitions, the praise is done. Then, secondly, that Nadi is requested to always be nicely flowing into the sources of water in our vicinity. In the form of the small rivers, lakes, etc., for our crops, and in the form of the wells, etc., for our the day-to-day needs. And water, when it is there, life is there. When life is there, then only we can do our purusharthas. So that way, our rishis, munis have understood the need of all these and also are so intelligent to be in good relation with all these phenomenal devatas. They don't see anything as jada prakriti. For them, everything is Chaitanya Paramatma. So they invoked and they were blessed too. That's why the richness, plenitude of Bharata Mata always. Right? Even when the Britishers, all these have looted up so much of our country's wealth, still, except for some period in between, our country is better only. And in between, we became lazy and we were enslaved by them. Therefore, We suffered those some 1,000 years also. But then, before that, even now and even future, our Bharata Mata is always, because of the anugrah of so many devatas, invoked by so many of the people in individuals and groups, blessed by them, always with plenitude, even now also. Good. Let this Nadi Pravaha Sukta, learned, chanted by us, invoke proper rains as in a month's time, even less than that. The rainy season going to come, proper rains in proper places in good, sufficient quantity, so that no scarcity of water anywhere. At the same time, neither water-borne diseases nor the tragedies should happen anywhere, at least especially for those good, noble souls or people. Those ignoble, those who are inimical to Desha and Dharma, that we leave it to the Lord. But the good, noble souls who are assets for the Desha, who are good in their heart, they must live long. We need the country to be filled with such noble souls. Yes, definitely eliminating the ignoble ones, whoever he may be. Let the Nadi Mata bless all. Right? Now it is the Bhrugu is the Rishi to whom it is revealed. The Devatas are the Sindhu Devata, ocean god, Apo Devata, the water god, Varuna Devata, the Adhisthana Devatas. Okay, here in this prayer, the Nadi Mata is directed turn towards the direction in which we want it. That much power is there in this mantra. So to the towns and cities and villages, never this problem of floods should come. This mantra helps in avoiding them. So in the Vigna Nirmulana also, this sukta is used and continuously the source of water. And see, in countries like ours, where we don't have the petroleum, etc., even though they themselves are not permanent or infinite, they get extinct, exhausted, even in all the Gulf countries, with the amount it is being taken out. One of the resources is the water, through which the hydroelectricity are so many in future things going to come up. So the waters are so much required for survival. So these suktams help. Who knows, in very near future, पानी से चलने वाले vehicles, engines, they may invent. Already experiments going on. To some extent, it is being found. You know, like the rail engines used to run with the steam earlier. In the same way, something related to the water, the vehicle movement, if that is done, our headache of the petrol and all this, depending on those countries, losing so much of Indian amount for exchange, sab ho jata. Lord will give. So let the nadis be full of good waters. Let the human beings don't spoil them. All, especially Indians. Now the mantra says, when this cloud is hit, then making lot of nada sound, it comes down as the rain. Because of that nada, the river is called as Nadi. Nadat Nadi. Nadi क्यों कहा? Because it comes down with nada, it also gurgles, flows with nada. Nada means sound. Nadat Nadihi. Okay. That's how Nadi name came. In the same way, hmm, uh, when the Varuna Bhagavan did this prarana, and the Nadis, when they came down through the rains and started moving, they were moving in the form of doing the Natya Nritya in a Brunda. So when this was happening, the Indra was so happy, so he made you all under your control. So The meaning of that is what? Ki, tad apnot indraha. So indraha apnot. Indra is the one who became Lord of you. So indrena aptaha. That is why it is called apaha. Second meaning, second word of the waters. So Nadi is Nada, Apaha is Aptaha Indrena. Why it is called Apaha? Indrena Aptaha. Indra was fascinated seeing the dancing, gurgling movement. So he owned them. So Indrena Aptaha. Same way, the same thing ki uh, इंद्रो वह शक्ति देहि तस्मात् वह नामः वह शक्ति भी Indra with his shakti and what made you flow in a beautiful direction. So that Indra's shakti is the one which is making you move. That Vahati Indraha. Because of that Vari name came. So Nadi name, Apaha name, Vari name. So the rivers always flow in the Nishkama Bhavena, in the service of all. Such are required by the Raja. And Raja for all the three worlds is Indra. Therefore, Indra saw you and he has owned you. Because of that, you are called as Apaha. And he has empowered you. That's why you are called as Vari. So, Nadihi Apaha Varihi. In the same way, this Indra, with so much of Shakti Ityadi, has controlled you who were moving in a what you call directionless way, and he brought them uh, into a right direction, properly flow, serving the humanity or living beings, and reach your destination of ocean. So therefore, the Indra Bhagwan has done uh, your direction properly. So Utkrushta Gati you are given. Proper path you are given instead of moving erratically. Because of by Indra you are given the Utkrushta Gati, you are called Udakam. The water is called as Udakam also, Vari also, Jalaha also, Apaha also, Nadi also. So this is how the names to our all these things, not only the river, everything. Why it's called Parvata, why it is called as Bruksha, why it's called as Vana, everything has the meaning. No name in our Sanskrit is given without the etymology, without the proper meaning. Every of the animal, human, sabka, like Manushya. He lives with Manana and Shraddha. So Manushya. And the Manushya here are the Santati of the first couple, Manu and Shatarupa. Therefore, Manu and Shatarupa ke Santati is the Manushya. So to lives with Manana, mind, Shraddha, the understanding, therefore Manushya. Janaha, Janate iti Janaha. They are created, therefore Jana. Like that, everything. You read that Amara Kosha Adi Granthas, you will know it. Then comes next mantra is let this Jala give proper truna. Eating the truna, let all the cows, etc., give the milk. From the milk, the sufficient Ghruta Adi come to us. With that Ghruta Adi, may we do proper Yajna Adi to make all Devatas happy. Being happy that the Devatas bless us, nurture us, nourish us with all ability faculties so that we do what is to be done to fulfill our lives. So let this water be filled with that Shakti. Let it be filled with Madhurasa. Okay. It may it be Akshaya. Let there be never the Kshaya scarcity of water. Then Prana Bhara. Let this water give that prana to all the pranis. And along with prana, may it give the Varchas Tejas also. Okay. And then this water's movement, I am listening, seeing from my eyes. The beautiful sound made by the rivers, I am listening with my ears. These waters coming to me, then I am Drinking it, it is giving such a amrutata, trupti. So, oh, therefore, all the wonderful presiding devatas of the waters, it is your grace that I am alive, I am contented, I am fulfilling my life for myself, for the world. So, devotionally, O water devatas, I am offering my heart to you. Come and stay. So, to come and stay at the gross level in my vicinity, wherever the places are provided for you, and stay permanently there and give joy to the beings which are there in you, like that of frogs, etc., fishes, and also to the animals that are there which need you, so to the human beings, we. So, in this way, the presence of waters and the contribution of the Jala Shakti for our survival all are recognized, and that Jala is worshipped as Devata. See that beautiful, no? That's how their mind intellects used to work. So conscious they are, so grateful they are to the Adhisthana Devatas, the Prakriti, and they're always in such a wonderful relation. That's the joy. Joy is in the inner intellectual, mental understandings and feelings of maintaining good relation with the world around. And not in looking at everything from only the utility standpoint, bhoga कहते हैं उसको, and then misusing everything and quarreling with everybody. No, like in your own family, other family members, when you love, when you take care of them, when you are concerned for their welfare, and surprisingly, if they are also doing same, that house is Nandanamanam, isn't it? That house is Swargasema. Instead, if everyone is selfish and expecting from others only, and everybody is expecting and nobody is doing anything for anybody, then it is Naraka only. Isn't it? It won't give any happiness. In this way, let us be in good relation with everybody around us, everything around us. That maturity should be learnt and taught to the next generations. Om Atha Atharvana Vedanthargata Nadi Pravaha Suktam Om Yadadaha Samprayatihi Om Yadadaha Samprayatihi Ahavanadatahate Ahavanadatahate Tasmad Anadyo Namastha Tasmad Anadyo Namastha Tavo Namani Sindhavaha Tavo Namani Sindhavaha Om Yadada Samprayatirahavanadataḥate Tasmadanadyo Namastha Tavo Namani Sindhavaha Om Yadada Samprayatirahavanadataḥate Tasmadanadyo Namastha Tavo Namani Sindhavaha. Second. यत्प्रेषितावरुणेन यत्प्रेषितावरुणेन आच्छीभं समवल्गता आच्छीभं समवल्गता तदाप्नोदिन्द्रो वो तदाप्नोदिन्द्रो वो यतेस्तस्माद् आपो अनुष्ठन यतेस्तस्मादापो अनुष्ठन यत्प्रेषितावरुणेनाच्छीभं समवल्गत तदाप्नोदिन्द्रो वो यतीः तस्मादापो अनुष्ठन यत्प्रेषितावरुणेनाच्छीभं समवल्गत तदाप्नोदिन्द्रो वो यतीस्तस्मादापो अनुष्ठन. Third. अपकामं स्यन्दमाना अपकामं स्यन्दमाना अवीवरतवोहिकम् अवीवरतवोहिकम् इन्द्रो वः शक्तिभिर्देवीः इन्द्रो वः शक्तिभिर्देवीः तस्माद्वार्नामवोहितं तस्माद्वार्नामवोहितम् अपकामं स्यन्दमाना अवीवरतवोहिकम् इन्द्रो वः शक्तिभिर्देवीः तस्माद्वार्नामवोहितम् अपकामं स्यन्दमाना अवीवरतवोहिकम् इन्द्रो वः शक्तिभिर्देवीः तस्माद्वार्नामवोहितम् 4 एको वो देवोऽप्यतिष्ठत एको वो देवोऽप्यतिष्ठत स्यन्दमाना यथा वशं स्यन्दमाना यथा वशम् उदानिशुर्महीरिति उदानिशुर्महीरिति तस्मादुदकमुच्यते तस्मादुदकमुच्यते एको वो देवोऽप्यतिष्ठत स्यन्दमाना यथा वशम् उदानिशुर्महीरिति तस्मादुदकमुच्यते एको वो देवोऽप्यतिष्ठत स्यन्दमाना यथा वशम् उदानिशुर्महीरिति तस्मादुदकमुच्यते एको वो देवोऽप्यतिष्ठत स्यन्दमाना यथा वशम् तदा उदानिशुर्महीरिति तस्मादुदकमुच्यते 5th one आपो भद्रा घृतमिदाप आपो भद्रा घृतमिदाप आसन्नग्निशोमौ बिभ्रत्यापयितुताः बिभ्रत्यापयितुताः तीव्रो रसो मधुपृचाम् तीव्रो रसो मधुपृचाम् अरङ्गम आमा प्राणेन सह वर्चसा गमेत् प्राणेन सह वर्चसा गमेत् आपो भद्रा घृतमिदाप आसन् अग्निशोमौ बिभ्रत्यापयितुताः तीव्रो रसो मधुपृचामरङ्गम आमा प्राणेन सह वर्चसा गमेत् आपो भद्रा घृतमिदाप आसन् अग्निशोमौ बिभ्रत्यापयितुताः तीव्रो रसो मधुपृचामरङ्गम आमा प्राणेन सह वर्चसा गमेत् 6th मंत्र आदित्पश्याम्युतवा शृणोम्याम घोषो गच्छति वाङ्मासाम् मन्ये भेजानो अमृतस्य तर्हि हिरण्यवर्णा अत्रुपं यदावः आदित्पश्याम्युतवा शृणोम्यामा घोषो गच्छति वाङ्मासाम् मन्ये भेजानो अमृतस्य तर्हि हिरण्यवर्णा अत्रुपं यदावः आदित्पश्याम्युतवा शृणोमि आमा घोषो गच्छति वाङ्मासाम् मन्ये भेजानो अमृतस्य तर्हि हिरण्यवर्णा अतृपं यदावः 7th one इदं व आपो हृदयमयं वत्सरुतावरीः इहेत्थमेत शक्वरीर्यत्रेदं वेशयामि वः इदं व आपो हृदयम् अयं वत्सरुतावरीः इहेत्थमेत शक्वरीर्यत्रेदं वेशयामि वः इदं व आपो हृदयम् अयं वत्सरुतावरीः इहेत्तमेत शक्वरीर्यत्रेदं वेशयामि वः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Seven mantras. So, two times let us chant. While doing so, this selflessly flowing river Mata, Jala Mata, let us extend our gratitude, salutations, pray that there in this world for all the good people, there should be no any sort of problem coming because of the water in the forms of river, floods, etc., or problems because of lack of the water. All good noble souls be protected. Good noble souls mainly. Om Athanadi, or anybody who want to become noble, who are ready to become noble. In all our prayers, add this one. Anybody who is the Vishwa Premi, Vishwa Jiva Premi, Moksha Kami, Dharma Pravartaka, Desha Rakshakaha, Jana Rakshakaha, Sanatana Dharma Samrakshakaha. For them, only our prayers, not for the Dushta. All the Dushtas are becoming powerful in India because of our prayers, because we are praying for everyone. Like government spends lakhs and crores on welfare schemes. But who is benefiting from them? Only who are against our country and our dharma. You see any number of government hospitals, hundreds, thousand. कौन जाते हैं उसमें patient? Only those who are not the lovers of country, not the or the haters of even the country and our dharma. विचित्र है. Our Hindus never use all these governmental policies, much of them. They just are used by them only. In the same way, our prayers and all should be for noble people only. Specify it. जब कोई लेटर लिखते हो एड्रेस होता है ना, तो द एड्रेस इज टू द लॉर्ड, बट द कंटेंट इज that the good noble souls be strengthened, empowered, so that they are able to express their goodness, nobility powerfully, inspiring all others to become noble. Otherwise, if the ignoble people are powerful, they will convert others also to be ignoble or suppress the noble, which is not good for the universal development. So, therefore, pray to any devata, praying for the Desha Bhaktas, Sanatana Dharmins, not for all. Let's not waste our Prarthana Shakti. But then why in our Shastras, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu? When this mantra was written, at that time all Janas were good, all were noble. Therefore, it was prayed for all. When everybody is good, we pray, but aisa nahi hai na abhi. So therefore, we have to just become a little careful, isn't it? Like the other day I told you, little humorously, maybe a year back, कि such popularity the yoga asanas, pranayamas have gathered, that all the dushtas also are doing yoga pranayam, becoming healthy, living long life, and doing their dushtata for more time. That's not the aim of the yoga teaching acharyas, but that is a possible outcome. है ना? बोलो है कि नहीं? It was never aimed. Like none of the scientific investigated things are aimed for destruction. But are we not human beings in our ignorance misusing everything invented by our great scientists for our destruction? Mainly these electronic things. और और 1-2% होंगे जो उसको सदुपयोग कर, बाकी सब भोग भोग करके they are destroying themselves. That was never meant, but it has its possibility. Same way, we may not mean it, but then there's a possibility. If you pray, let everybody be happy, then all dushta also will be happy. Then they will do it more and more, the dushtata. And today is the time wherein all shishta only should receive God's blessings, grace by our prayers, and dushta ka nash hona hai bas. They never hesitate in that. Our Hindus are that way, converted in this way. to become so weak and emotionally weak, even not to pray for the protection of good or pray for everyone. Both are wrong. Pray only for the good to develop, and all others should be eliminated. Do you say that in my body, along with good bacteria, let all bacteria, virus, fungus also come and eat away my sharir? Do we say? If you say, we are bewakoof only, murak, we are doing atmatya only there. We cannot say that. Only good bacteria, good virus, if it all there. There's some good bacteria, they say. तो वो होना चाहिए, not the bad. Same way in the world. Just be matured, be intelligent. Don't do just like that anything. Supporting the negative. Ignorant people do it, and the people who want the power, like in Bengal and all, those dushtas do those negative things. They will anyway go to the Naraka 1 lakh times, or they stay permanently there. Be careful, you have to be. Otherwise, in our over undeserving goodness, we truly destroy the goodness. It's not goodness, it is murkhata. Like your children, grandchildren, doing all nonsense. And you are so goody goody and good to them. It's not goodness, it's you have to give a slap to them and set them right on the path. Isn't it? Always like a guru also. A true guru, if the disciple surrenders, is not always pampering the disciples. He will punish them so that they learn out of it. Even Bhagwan also, why he created all Naraka? Is it not to punish us and teach that we should not live wrong life? है ना? These stupid fellows, they talk about Naraka and they know the Papa when we do, we go to Naraka. And still they do that only. The hymns of other living beings. It's विचित्र है कि नहीं? That is what fanaticism, where your intellect is blocked from questioning, thinking, understanding. Your mind and emotions are blackmailed. They are misguided. In Hinduism, we don't do. Our rishis never did it. They developed our intellect. According to the intellectual development and catering to the intellectual need was the mind trained. Mind is always subservient and helping thing to the intellect, not dominating. Understanding is important. Then, to express that understanding, the required heart, required emotions. So, be wise more than sentimental Hindu fools. Hmm? ॐ अथ नदी प्रवाह सूक्तम् ॐ यदधः सम्प्रयतिरहावनदताहते तस्मादा नद्यो नामस्थ तावो नामानि सिन्धवः यत्प्रेषिता वरुणेनाच्छीवं समवल्गत तदाप्नोदिन्द्रो वो यतिः तस्मादापो अनुष्टव Anushtana apakamam sendamana. See, apakamam is without desire. Oh, rivers you flow. Apakamam sendamana avivarata vohikam indro vashaktibir devihi tasmadvarnama vohitam eko vo devopyatishtat sendamana yatha vasham उदानिशुर्महीरिति तस्मादुदकमुच्यते आपो भद्राघृतमिदाप आसन् अग्निशोमौ बिभ्रत्याप इतुताः तीव्रो रसो मधुपृचावरङ्गम आमा प्राणेन सह वर्चसा गमेत् आदित्पश्याम्युत वा शृणोमि आमा घोषो गच्छति वाङ्मासाम् मन्ये भेजानो अमृतस्य तर्हि हिरण्यवर्णा अतृपं यदावः इदं व आपो हृदयम् अयं वत्सरुतावरीः इहेत्थमेतशक्वरीर् यत्रेदं वेशयामि वः ॐ शान्तिः 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 वन्स् मोर् ॐ यदधः सम्प्रयतिरहावनदताहते तस्मादानद्यो नामस्थ तावो नामानि सिन्धवः यत्प्रेषिता वरुणेनाच्छिवं समवल्गत तदाप्नोदिन्द्रो वो यतेस्तस्मादापो अनुष्ठन अपकामं स्यन्दमाना अवीवरतवोहिकम् इन्द्रो वः शक्तिभिर्देवीस्तस्मात् वार्नामवोहितम् एको वो देव्योपतिष्ठत्स्यन्दमाना यथा वशम् उदानिशुर्महीरिति तस्मादुदकमुच्यते आपो भद्रा घृतमिदाप आसन् अग्निशोमौ बिभ्रत्याप इदुताः तीव्रो रसो मधुपृचामरङ्गम आमा प्राणेन सह वर्चसा गमेत् आदित्पश्याम्युत वा शृणोमि आमा घोषो गच्छति वाङ्मासाम् मन्ये भेजानो अमृतस्य तर्हि हिरण्यवर्णा अतृपं यदा वः इदं व आपो हृदयम् अयं वत्सरुतावरीः इहेत्तमेतशक्वरीर् यत्रेदं वेशयामि वः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Good know everyday Vedic chanting, knowing that such mantras are there. Now, somehow by God's grace, if that commitments come in our life to learn these, by heart them, chant every day 1 hour, 2 hours, in a group of hundreds and thousands, everyone. Imagine the vibrations that are created. And then the divine grace that is invoked, the empowerment that happens at all levels. And then everywhere there is good doings, noble doings, and they always great achievements and celebrations, festivities every day. That's the beauty. I am glad that Lord gave us this thought and we are doing it. And few of you are regular without any objections or any sort of things. स्वामी जी आप टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हो वैदिक चैंटिंग करके सीधा उपनिषद पढ़ाओ. ऐसा मुझे जबरदस्ती नहीं कर सकते भी हो, नहीं कर भी रहे हो. Very good. Be there. You know, so many Mahatmas, so many Gurus, so many they are doing. So I am also one of them. I know. Bhagavan gave me this job. मैं क्या करूं? It's delighting me, and I don't underestimate it. This is a very divine program. Okay, friends. Now today in our second sadhana of Dhyana Purvaka Mantrocharana or Mantra Dhyanam, we will do the Prithvi Mata Gayatri. And Prithvi Mata, without her, where do we stand? Without her, where from we get the food? Without her, where do we sit and do our meditations and realize the self? Isn't it? Prithvi is Jada, it is, part which is separated from the earth, and then, in lakhs of years it got cooled, and slowly it has become, what do you call, convenient for the living beings to stay here. These are all scientific Nastika mana thinking. Let them do their own. For us, Prithvi is a Mata, Bhagavat Shakti only. She is making all of us survive. हमको तो भगवत स्वरूप है. We, the Sanatana Dharmins, should not be misguided by the less evolved, the other world people. They are less evolved. They have not learned to see the divinity everywhere. That's why they take the world as bhoga. And that's how they destroy the prakriti. That's how they get destroyed. Unfortunately, we stupid Hindus, forgetting our way of life, we are adopting that. We are also along with them destroying the prakriti. They should have followed us, learning from us. Instead of that, we are following. Isn't it? थोड़ा सा फर्क लाना पड़ेगा, at least in our thoughts and sankalpas to begin with. And whatever thinking sankalpa we do, they become actions, they give results. Okay, the mantra is Loka Dhatriyai cha vidmahe Sarva Siddhyai cha dhimahi Tanno Tannaha Prithvi Prachodayat. Tanno Dhara, Tanna Dhatri, Tanna Prithvi. 4-5 mantra hai, but I am just mixing and making a mantra for us. Om Loka Dhatriyai cha vidmahe. the one who is giving the place to stay for all of us. Sarva Siddhyai cha Dhimahi, and she alone is the cause for all the Siddhi successes. One Siddhi is living comfortably, that is because of food which is coming from the earth. Other Siddhi is moksha, that we are having because we are alive and we are learning from our gurus who are on this very earth supported, and we are all seated here listening, studying. Therefore, both the bhukti and jivana siddhi and mukti siddhi both are given by the mother. Therefore, we are thanking our mother earth. Then tannaha prithvi prachodayat. And vidmahe paramatma swarupa parameshwara sarupa karunamurti anugraha data datri. That's the meaning of vidmahe. And dhimahi, we worship, we meditate. Prachodayat, we surrender and pray to do the prachodhanam. Chodana means pushing into. Prachodana means pushing properly into right direction. What's the right direction? Only Atma Anubhav. May Prithvi Mata do the prachodhanam of us toward that moksha. Like a very noble parents, daily do prachodhanam of the children to learn the values, to learn the devotions, to learn the desha bhakti, to learn the daiva bhakti. They slowly do prachodhanam, बिठा के खाना खिलाने के टाइम, सुलाने के टाइम, in general also. The intelligent, noble parents, mature, not बेवकूफ, parents or grandparents, they do prachodhanam. In which category we are, you decide. Same way, we are asking Mother Earth, oh Mother, I am standing on you. So through my feet do that prachodana. That I must be living only for spiritual evolution. And I am consuming the food given by you. Through every food grain I am consuming, you do that prachodana. That the food eaten by me should empower me only for Adhyatmik sadhana. Not only me. If this desire is noble, let it be, for everyone. Bless everyone for that reason. Even though I have no right in others' life and prarabdha. But in general, with the expanded heart and goodwill and love, I can pray that the support given by you should be along with the prachodhanam in everyone's life for their good life and what do you call evolved life, spiritually evolving life. Right? Om Lokadhatriyai Sarva Siddhyai Prithvi. Right? Start chanting 16 times we do. Om Lokadhatriyai cha vidmahe Sarva Siddhyai cha dhimahi Tannah Prithvi Prachodayat. Om Lokadhatriyai cha vidmahe Sarva Siddhyai cha dhimahi Tannah Prithvi Prachodayat. Om Lokadhatriyai cha vidmahe Sarva Siddhyai cha dhimahi Tannah Prithvi Prachodayat. ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात् ओम लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ लोकधात्र्यै च विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नः पृथ्वी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ परब्रह्म परमात्मस्वरूपिणी आदिपराशक्तिस्वरूपिणी लोकदात्री सर्वसिद्धिप्रदात्री श्री भूमात्रे पृथ्वीमात्रे वसुन्धरामात्रे नमः। ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि। समस्त शक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचार राजोपचार देवोपचारादीन समर्पयामि। छत्र चामर नृत्य गीतादीन समर्पयामि। जपेन स्तोत्रेण उपासनेन भजन कीर्तनादिना तोषयामि। ओम श्री पृथ्वीमात्रे नमः। तव चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये शरणागतोऽस्मि प्रार्थयामि। मां रक्ष रक्ष मम बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रून् शाश्वतरूपेण निर्मूलनं कुरु। माम् आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कुरु। सनातनधर्मस्य संरक्षणं कुरु। सनातनधर्मस्य अभिवृद्धिं कुरु। सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु। सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रून् अस्मिन् क्षणे एव समूलनिर्मूलनं कुरु गुरु। ओम श्री पृथ्वीमात्रे नमः। 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 Friends, do such prayers and then with full conviction tell this need of this type of prayers to all those who listen to you. Same time, don't listen to the so-called Samyavadins, to the so-called weaklings, the so-called misguided people who have never understood the glory of the Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma. They try to, what you call, influence your minds if you discuss with them. Understand that they are surely immature. They have never studied Shastras. They never know the glory of our glorious the Sanatana Dharma. Therefore, they don't have that type of tuning. So too, they are misguided and their minds and hearts are polluted by the dushtas, the other side. Therefore, never get under their influence. What we are doing here is 100% right, that we belong to this glorious moksha giving Sanatana Dharma. We have to stand for it. We have to do the propagation of it, publicity of it. We have to strengthen it, empower it, give our shoulders to it, work for it, live for it only. Think about it. You know, people in this country, the Hindus, they are shatrus to themselves. They weaken themselves. They are not aggressively good to protect such a good, great, grand, glorious tradition, culture. They are very sleepy, lethargic, indolent, irresponsible. You know, what I call insensitive. Make them sensitive, make them alive for the Dharma by your performance. That also is a necessary part of sadhana. You know, for Arjuna, it was fighting the Yuddha in which his own Bhishma, Drona, Adi, grandfather, and the gurus were there, a part of sadhana for him. That Yuddha was a part of his sadhana. For us also, Dharma Samrakshana Artham Yuddha is a part of our sadhana. हाँ, when everything is safe, secured, फिर जाओ अपने गुफा में बैठ के ध्यान करो. When everything is six and sevens, when all around the enemies are attacked, do you think you can sit and meditate? Serving is meditation that time. Even Bhagwan Shiva, who is always in meditation, comes and then does his Pralaya Tandava when the Pralaya work has to be done by him. And that Pralaya Tandava is his meditation that time. Rudra Tandava is Dhyana for him. When that's over, again he'll go for his meditation. Let us realize that also. Or a day, half of it, let's dedicate it for our sadhana this time. Remaining half, you serve the world. ध्यान भी करो और धर्म सेवा भी करो, है ना? If we are lenient, if we are weak in this way, then we will be questioned by the divine. We will be becoming responsible. our future generations will curse us. Like I curse my past generations who were weak, who were selfish, who allowed these dushtas to overpower. Okay, now in our today's third activity of common sense thought, simple thing, not much to discuss. Role and responsibility. Mhm. What's the role and responsibility of God, Devata, Paramatma, our Ishta Devata, in our life's evolution? So too, what is the role and responsibility of the Prakriti, nature, the world in front of us, in our own evolution? Think about it. And they are fulfilling their roles, responsibilities. So too, what is the role and responsibility of our acharyas, gurus, rishis, munis, evolved beings? Third, so too, the role and responsibility of the written guidance called as Shastras. So too, the role and responsibility of fellow beings, etc. A typical thought this is, not everyone thinks in this way. Also, not everyone is mature to completely understand, but thoda thoda to pakad sakte. Finally, what is the role and responsibility of myself in my own protection, survival, sustenance, my own growth and development, my own evolution? मेरा क्या है जिम्मेवारी? Think about it, na? Then only the intellect gets clear understandings. What is required in life is only these three, na? One is spashtata, clarity of understanding. Second is drudha nischaya, the foremost resolution, foremost. Then prayatna, the implementation part, the working part, the execution part, the practicality. So be spashta first of all, role of all these, Bhagavan. Prakriti, the gurus, shastras, the surrounding world, and ourselves. Cheyagana, Bhagavan, Prakriti, Shastras, world around us, ourselves. Panch. इनका क्या है role? Fifth one is important, our role. We, at one time or one side, making use of all these four, Another side, we also have to become assets to them. Asset to Bhagavan by becoming his instrument. Asset to Prakriti by maintaining its beauty, purity, not destroying it. We becoming asset to the Shastras by becoming Shastragnya and Shastra Pracharak. We become asset to the world around with our Dharma and little extra Punya. We have to become. We take help, we give help. We develop, grow, we support. Isn't it? So it's a very exhaustively elaboratable topic. I'm leaving it for you as homework. Role and responsibility. And the thing which is said at the end, the three important things. Spashtata, clarity, Dhrida Nishchaya, firm resolve, practically doing implementation. As you grow in age, more and more spashtata required about the ultimate moksha only. Dhrida Nishchaya should be for that. Let me spend maximum time of my day in doing those practices and sadhanas which liberate me from limitations, which liberate me from this janma marana. है ना? That should be firm resolve. And then practically भी करते जाओ बस. Think. Okay. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Guruvehi Bhuro. Om Shankaram Shankaracharya. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyana. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam. Om Guru Pungava Ketanate. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam. Parabrahmane Shruti Matre. Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga. Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo. ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृते धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सु संप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम. Chanting 6th chapter we have to start today. First 3 mantras. ओम अथ पारायणं षष्ठोऽध्यायः. ओम स्वभावमेके कवयो वदन्ति कालं तथान्ये परिमुह्यमानाः देवस्यैष महिमा तु लोके येनेदं भ्राम्यते ब्रह्मचक्रं येनावृतं नित्यमिदं हि सर्वं ज्ञः कालकारो गुणी सर्वविद् यः सर्वविद्यः तेनेशितं कर्म विवर्ततेह पृथिव्यप्तेजो निलखानि चिन्त्यं तत्कर्म कृत्वा विनिवर्त्य भूयः तत्त्वस्य तत्त्वेन समेत्य योगम् एकेन द्वाभ्यां त्रिभिरष्टभिर्वा कालेन चैवात्मगुणैश्च सूक्ष्मैः. Now, sixth chapter, chant the mantra twice of our study, 22nd. No, the mantra is वेदान्ते परमं गुह्यं पुरा कल्पे प्रचोदितं न प्रशान्ताय दातव्यं न पुत्राय शिष्याय वा पुनः वेदान्ते परमं गुह्यं पुरा कल्पे प्रचोदितं न प्रशान्ताय दातव्यं न पुत्राय शिष्याय वा पुनः. Before continuing the study, from where we have to do one or two important thoughts. Key, remember, whenever somebody says something to us, a very gross, worldly, mundane people, and maybe our servants, drivers, children, grandchildren, wife, anybody, husband, or even great Mahatmas, whenever they say, even the Shastras, you know, there is some, you know, word meaning, literal meaning, and there is something intended meaning, right? Third also is there, meaning which we understand, conditioned by our biasnesses, our egos, our raga द्वेष. कोई भी कुछ लाइक आप मुझे कुछ कहते हो, सो इन दैट वर्ड मीनिंग का मीनिंग एक होता है, लिटरल मीनिंग. सेकंड इज देयर इज सम इंटेंशन बिहाइंड दोज वर्ड्स which you try to convey through those words, because words are the only way of communication. You intend something to convey through those language which is beyond the word meaning many a times. Third is what I understand depending on my ego, my relation with you in my mind. If I'm too arrogant, I say, who are you to tell me? I don't even listen to you, I don't even care. Or if I hate you, then I misunderstand it, isn't it? If I'm attached to you, then also my understanding will be colored. Among these three, what is intended by that person, honestly, understanding that is more greater. But that requires, again, going beyond the literal word meaning along with the help taken from the word meaning. क्योंकि word meaning भी पता नहीं है तो फिर sentence भी पता नहीं होगा. We have already seen that in our वाक्यवृत्ति ग्रंथ. पदार्थमेव जानामि न पदार्थमेव जानामि. पदों का अर्थ ही नहीं जानता हूँ, वाक्यार्थम कुतः. So with the help of the word meaning, reach to the intended meaning. Never color it by your own biasness. Go beyond words. Point one. Very important thought it is. That happens when we have purity in our heart. When we have prema in our heart. When we have shraddha bhakti towards the one whom we are listening to. श्रद्धा in general to everyone, bhakti to the elders. है ना, जैसे मुझे आपके प्रति श्रद्धा है तो मैं आपकी बातों को बहुत श्रद्धा प्रेम से सुनता हूँ. Then I understand what you mean by it. Then I respond accordingly with unbiased mind. Our relation and interaction, they are all fruitful all the time. Relation is intact and beautiful. Interaction is always useful. होना है कि नहीं? Big subject it is. Can be discussed in our common sense thought one day. But why we said this shloka, this point is because of the shloka which we studied here. In this, first line is obvious. Vedante paramam guhyam brahmajnanam asti. Pura kalpe prachoditam. It is being given right from the beginning of creation. And the Meaning of this sentence is the Lord has not only created the world and Jiva, and not only sent the Jiva to get bound in the world, same time He has also sent this Vedanta Jnana for moksha. बंधन के लिए ही चीजें भगवान ने नहीं बनाया, मोक्ष के लिए भी तैयार करके रखा. दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ पुरा कल्पे प्रचोदितम in the language of our evening. Tulsi Ramayana, Bhagavan has not only made the avidya maya, he made the vidya maya also. Isn't it? Is there only ignoble people are there in the world to misguide? The saints also are there. No? To? Is there only the bad, worst places of Bhogabhumi alone are there on the earth? No, there are temples, ashrams also are there. That's the meaning of Pura Kalpe Prachodita. That's easily understood. Second line is literally taken. Therefore, lot of problems happened. What is literally taken is na aputraya, na ashishyaya, na aprashant. The one who is not prashanta, who is not putra, who is not shishya. Don't teach it. Keep it secret. Therefore, going by literal meaning, many a times what happened was our shastras were not shared. They are not given, they are hidden. To this, many vehams also are added. You know the vehams, which are veham कहते हैं ना हिंदी में. The what are Hindi, whatever the English word, the projection imaginations. By again the dusta rakshasas, out of jealousy for our dharma, they have somehow saw to it successfully that they reached our hearts, and we followed that veham. What is it? महाभारत ग्रंथ घर में मत रखना, बिकॉज उससे युद्ध होता है. अब घर में रखा ही नहीं तो पढ़ेगा कैसे वो, है ना. भगवत गीता उपनिषद नहीं रखना, उससे वैराग्य होता है. सो यू कैन नॉट लिव योर संसार, यू नो, लाइफ. यू अंडरस्टूड. डोंट कीप भगवान नृसिंह फोटो बिकॉज इट इज वेरी फेरोशियस. गधे लोग कैसे मिसगाइड किए, एंड वी आर डबल गधा, वी हैव फॉलोड दैट. वन थिंग इज like this sentence is misunderstood. What is the right understanding? I am going to tell. We are going to discuss. That don't give this knowledge to everyone. When it is said, it is hidden. Second is these vehams are added. किताबी मत रखना घर में. You know, that's why you see, when the Shastra is at home, one day we study with this intention. There are some organizations which freely distribute Gita. कुछ कुछ लोग है कि नहीं, हम लेने वाले डरते नहीं, गीता घर में नहीं रखना चाहिए. When these two made ensured that the Shastra is not in our house, Shastra is not in our life, then what they introduced to us? The entire Bhautikavad, materialism. Materialism is not Indian way of life. It has come from the West. When the materialism also overpowered our heart. One side, Ashraddha for the Shastras and Adhyatmikata. Second side, totally lost for the materialism. Now, what will happen to a human being? That is what is happening to you and I. We are destroyed in this way, well planned way, perfectly. Ashraddha for Adhyatmikata, then total getting lost in the Bhautikavad. What do you mean? Enjoy the world. Your life is only for enjoyment. खाओ पियो मजा करो, इसीलिए जिंदगी. That is चार्वाकवाद. यावत् जीवेत सुखम जीवेत ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत. So we have to know our. अभी इंटेलिजेंट बन रहे हो ना, तो फिर उसका यूज भी करो. Right use of intellect is like this. Now, what is the right meaning of this? Already I told you. Don't give to aprashanta means make him prashanta and give. Otherwise, your effort is wasted. Don't give to the aputra shishya means make him putra or shishya. Create that love and bond. Then you give. Then in minimum efforts, maximum benefit is gained. For that purpose, it is set from the guru's side. From the disciple side also, if you go to the guru with aprashanti, guru may give but you can't receive. Therefore, go by being prashant. So too, if you are not behaving like the putra or shishya, then he may not fully give you the knowledge. So if you want to get maximum benefit of Guru's knowledge by receiving it from him, be as obedient as son, as surrendered as a disciple. That's the meaning here. It's not that अरे को देखा वो अप्रशांत है, वो शिष्य नहीं पुत्र नहीं, इसको छुपा के रखो knowledge. Don't reveal everywhere. Like I told you the other one, Aura Devata Chittana Dharai. Is not Devata means any other Devatas other than Hanuman. If that is a literal meaning, then is that the Tulsidas is saying Aura Devata means Lord Rama also falls in the category Aura Devata. So don't keep Rama also in our heart and serve his servant Hanuman. Is it the meaning? His meaning of Aura Devata or anywhere you study is those useless people of the world whom we have given the Devata position by our undue respect to them, that you reduce, it is called. You know, we want the bhoga vastus to give us sukha. That dependency on them is called as considering them as devata. Usko chitta mein mat lagao. Our devata means that. So to the people, the less capacitated people, the ignoble people, we are attached to them. We follow them so scrupulously, so systematically, and consider them as if they are devata. That people, beings whom we give undue value, though they don't deserve, they are called here Aura Devata. उनको चित्त में न धारण करो. Not Aura Devata means Rama, Shiva, Krishna. उनको चित्त में मत लाओ. ऐसा थोड़ी कहते हैं तुलसीदास जी. The one was written, Bhajan Kirtan and all Devatas. Will he say so? But we misunderstand. We understand positive things less and misunderstandings more. That's the misguided intellects. They have to be trained, polished. So here also that's the meaning. Na aputraya ashishyaya means what? Not that if somebody is not a putra and shishya don't teach, but the meaning is what? With that vatsalya. Towards putra it's vatsalya. Towards the guru's disciple it is badhyata, a responsibility. Putra vatsalya because Bhagavan has given you that putra. Shishya is responsible because he gave up everything and came to you. Isn't it? Like towards the wife. She gave up everything and came, therefore, total responsibility towards her. And to both of them, with full trust, the Lord has given the children, toward the children, that Vatsalya, etc. And also Badhyata. Okay, now of this shloka, the first line we have thoroughly studied with Bhashya. Okay, in that the last portion we saw was Prashantaya Putraya, means Prakarshena Shantam. What is the meaning of Prashanti? The one whose chitta is Prakarshena Shantam. So Prakarshena Shantam Chittam Yasya. That child or disciple whose chitta is extremely peaceful. Tasmai Putraya Shishyayava. What is the meaning of Prakarshena Shantam Chittam? Sakala Raga Adi Mala Rahito. है ना these five words शंकर भगवान जैसे महामहिमान्वित ज्ञानी लोगों का ना एक छोटा शब्द भी एक छोटा सेंटेंस भी carries the heavy load of knowledge. One example is this. It looks to be a simple sentence when you say it in a flow, but when you are consciously observing, there are simple looking words, five of them used to convey the pregnant meaning. है ना? See that? Sakala ragadi malarahitam. When you chant it, it's like a sentence which we don't value, don't feel like valuing. But in that Sakala ragadi malarahitam, pancho shabd important. When I explain to you, you will see that. First Sakala, second Sakala raga, third raga adi, fourth mala, fifth is rahitam. See the each word's meaning. Sakala means not even one should be spared. सकल का मतलब सारा, एक भी छोड़ दिया then that is enough to destroy you. Second, raga, and it didn't stop at raga, raga adi. One said raga adi means raga dvesha. Another said raga adi means kama krodha lobha moha mada matsarya irsha ityadi. So sakala raga, raga adi. Now what of they? All of them mala. That's the impurity. है ना? Is there any intelligent person who says मेरे ऊपर मल फेंक दो या मल में रहना चाहता हूँ? The moment you know it is a mala, immediately you wash it. You cannot stay with mala. That meaning of it is mala means that only, which you cannot withstand to. You have to remove or wash. Therefore, this raga adi mala sakala rahitam. All of them, not even one is spared, and each one of them, even little of trace of also should not remain. Oh, isn't it? Otherwise, we say this negativity I don't have, but we hide the other negativities are there, isn't it? अदर नेगेटिविटीज है उसको हम छुपा के रखते हैं या इसलिए सकल राग आदि मल रहितम चित्तम यस्य तस्मै पुत्राय तादृश शिष्याय वा टू दैट सन and to that type of disciple दातव्यम to be given means वक्तव्यम इति यावत वक्तव्यम to be spoken. Therefore, when the disciple comes or when the child slowly little grows up, ensure that his heart is made absolutely pure. To the disciple who comes also, absolutely immaculate. To them, then give this upar bataya hua. Vedante paramam guhyam datavyam. Vedanta jnana. है ना? In Gurudev's life, he went on giving jnanam to lakhs and crores with his bharosa on the Lord and people that I have sown the seeds. Now, in each one's maturity, everyone will recognize the need of removing their impurities in order for those seeds to sprout and become trees. He has thrown the seeds, chod diya, because he is meant for that work. He cannot catch everyone and see इसके अंदर माला राग आदि मल निकल गया कि नहीं, अब बैठ मैं तुमको तत्वमसि बोलता हूँ. He had no time for that, and the country was needing seeds that time. He has just went on sowing seeds. And the ones who have received seeds, each one in their own life's maturity, are understanding how glorious are these spiritual unfoldments. And to realize them, we have to be pure in our hearts. So each one of them slowly, steadily one side, becoming purer, other side, allowing the seeds sown by Puja Gurudev and such masters to grow the Adhyatmika Bija. This is one way of doing. And Vyasaji, Adi Shankaraji, when they gave such a big amount of literature, they didn't address it to a particular being. लिख के चले गए वो. They didn't look at कि ये जो ये खरीदेगा ये पढ़ेगा ये शिष्य है कि नहीं प्रशांत है कि नहीं. Did they see that? उसमें कोई लिखा तो नहीं ना ऊपर. They just gave it so that the seeds are made in the heart. People will one day realize, yeah, this is the goal. So to achieve that, this purity I have to have. So let me have. So, aprashantaya na datavyam, but prashantaya datavyam. Therefore, ragadi, sakala ragadi mala, sakala raga adi mala, rahitam chittam yasya. Tasmai putraya tadrushaya shishyaya va datavyam vaktavyam iti yavatu. हो गया. Then, to substantiate it, दिस सेंटेंस की ऐसे बंदे को देना है. श्रुति में नहीं है वो. दैट शंकर भगवान एडेड फर्स्ट टू से दैट दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ द श्लोक एज आई टोल्ड यू इंट्रोडक्शन में. what is intended by the Guru or Shastra. To understand, you have to have subtlety. Having told from his side किसको देना है, जो यहाँ नहीं बताया, यहाँ किसको नहीं देना बताया, ना अपुत्राय दाता, ना अप्रशांताय दातव्य. अब किसको देना है बताकर, now he is substantiating or justifying his bhashya by also commenting what directly said by Shruti Mata. So what is intended by Shruti Mata, he said first. To that disciple whose chitta is ragadimal rahita or son, to him this paramam prakrushtam paramaguhyam jnanam of moksha vidya should be given. Now Shruti Mata तो ऐसे नहीं कहा, अप्रशांताय अपुत्राय अशिष्याय न दातव्यम कहा. So then he has to comment that, otherwise his commentary is as if opposite to Shruti Mata or incomplete. Therefore he says, tad viparitaya aputraya ashishya va snehadina brahma vidya na vaktavya. मस्त है कि नहीं. अब दिस ऑल्सो है 5 to 10 minutes explanation it requires. एटलीस्ट 5 मिनट तो लगता कि तद विपरीताय, जिसके अंदर रागादिमल भरे हुए, देन अपुत्राय अशिष्याय, वो पुत्र भी नहीं है वो शिष्य भी नहीं है, एंड बट यू हैव सम फेवरिंग टू दैट फेलो, सम अटैचमेंट टू दैट फेलो. ब्रह्म विद्या न वक्तव्य. The Brahma Vidya should not be given. It will be wasted. अन्यथा प्रत्यवाय आपत्ति ही पुनः शब्दार्थ. पुनः शब्द करके क्या कहना चाहते हैं श्रुति माता? There will be a pratyavaya dosha, sin of commission. You have done a thing which is not supposed to be done. Just because you are attached, if he is undeserving, don't tell. This I will explain. 5 minutes तो लगेगा कल, isn't it? You have to be very careful. Very, very, very careful. The one who is not deserving, make him deserving and give. Don't give it out of your sneha or attachment. Snehadina. You know, like in that Tamil Nadu politics. That fellow who lost the post as CM, उसको वो हार गया करके दुख से ज्यादा जिसने जीता उसको भी कैसे डिस्ट्रॉय करें, उसके दिमाग को भी, उसके ऊपर ही उसका मन है. He worked to destroy Sanatana Dharma. Now the one who has come to him, he is telling Bhajapta in that assembly, eradicate Sanatana Dharma. And I am afraid if both of them come together truly, क्या होगा वहां धर्म का? Because of sneha, sneha to their religion, therefore hatred to Hinduism. So even if I lose power, still my mission of destroying Sanatana Dharma should be continued. For that sake, the one who defeated me, I am ready to be friendly with him. That cruelty, I'm just giving that an example. In the same way, I am attached, therefore I give. Here, though, but prepare him, na? Mentally, उसको तैयार करो. उसके अंदर दुर्गुण है, उसमें बहुत सारे these things are there. पुत्रत्व, शिष्यत्व are not there. Then it becomes an insult to Brahma Vidya. है ना? It becomes an insult. गोरी वस्त्रक कहते हैं उसको. What do you call? विवेक चूड़ामणि. लेकिन कुत्ते को गले में आप गोल्डन चेन पहनाया मानो आप अपने भक्ति के कारण टुवर्ड दैट कुत्ता. इज इट डिजर्विंग? नो नो, आई लव माय डॉग, आई वांट टू पुट ए गोल्ड चेन. उसको पता ही नहीं को गोल्ड चेन है, वो कहीं फेंक के आएगा. दैट्स द मीनिंग देयर. जस्ट बिकॉज यू अटैच्ड to undeserving, because इसमें क्या है? The maintenance of the sanctity and respect of the Brahma Vidya, and it should not be restless that squandered or thrown anywhere. To maintain that dignity and respect, हर एक चीज का अपना औकात, अपना लेवल होता है ना. फिर Brahma Vidya is the ultimate moksha giving one. It has to be very carefully protected. Otherwise, that fellow will misuse that Vedanta. Many people misuse Vedanta, Vedantic intelligence to justify their things. They say Atman is Akarta and Amokta and I am Akarta. वहां तक मैं पहुंच गया हूं. अभी भोक्ता कंटिन्यू करूंगा. He will use the half of the knowledge. Self is Akarta, so I will do nothing. But self is said as Abhokta also, I have not yet reached. If he says like that and becomes Bhokta without doing anything, and he gives credit or that cause to be the Shastra, that Guru told me, the self is Akarta, so I am not doing anything. Like that, there are some type of risks, dangers involved. So before qualify करा के उसको दो. That's the point in saying so. It's all in goodwill to be understood with a highly matured intellects. To be more precise and particular, are we behaving in front of our gurus like the truly obedient putra, surrendered shishya? Within us, are we prashanta, free from ragadimala, sakala ragadimala, rahita? Have we become? Then the Brahma Vidya will be given, it will be received. That's the idea. Let's see remaining thing. Om 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 Purnamadah Shrutimatre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. और क्या है इसमें अतएव ब्रह्म विद्या क्षुणा गुरुणा चिरकालम परीक्ष शिष्य गुणान ज्ञात्वा ब्रह्म विद्या वक्तव्य तथा च श्रुति भूय तपसा ब्रह्मचरण इत्यादि इत्यादि. ओह, एक डेढ़ दिन 2 दिन लगेगा. हाँ हाँ, गीता पढ़ते हैं. आ जाइए. हम्म